Yo, we are back. Hanging with the Logans. I'm Jason,
I'm Michelle.
and we are back to talk about more real estate stuff, right?
Yes, fun, exciting stuff.
So, like we talked about in the first one, we purchased the home, and we went through the whole process and talked about what it took to get it, and we just where we left off was about buy and hold versus flipping, and what we like right now versus what the other strategies might be to do the flipping. And where we left off was I was gonna explain why I like buy and hold. So I'll start there. So buy and hold to me is just like why I like stock investing too, right? Because I don't look at it as something you should not have for a long period of time because you need time to grow, right? Now that's particular in stock investing, but in real estate, I like to buy and hold because if you buy in the right price point and you know what, especially when we're talking about investing, right? You buy at the right price point and the rents are a certain market value for your particular units, then you know what the difference is for your net money to either to keep for capital reinvestment or to have as money in your pocket to go towards your lifestyle. So I feel like and that to me is continuous, right? It goes into perpetuity and it doesn't stop, and that's what I like about buy and hold because it doesn't just stop with us, right?
Yes.
Once we pass on, our daughter can take it over and she will now have that residual monthly income, and it goes up, right? Because inflation will raise the rent, and then she will eventually the house will be paid off, so now there's
You're right.
more net money to keep after you pay your taxes and any other things you need to keep to keep the property up, versus flipping, which is good in some cases too, right? I think we're not opposed to either strategy, but I think for flipping to me just takes more. You have to keep doing it, and that's the part that to me right now doesn't work in my opinion, because you just have to keep doing it, and you have to find the right property each time to do it. And instead of just buying another property and getting more cash flow monthly from the buy and hold, you have to keep reinvesting your money, and it becomes this snowball of doing the process over and over. So I'll turn it over to you, Michelle. What do you think? What's your
Yeah, I
two
definitely
cents?
like the buy and hold strategy. I mean, I know that, we've discussed, what route we want to go down. I think that we definitely want to be in it for the long haul, right? And we want to be landlords. We want to hold on to the property for a while so that we can take advantage of all the upswings in the market, the home's appreciation over the years, and really be able to pass something down, to our child. I think the beauty of the buy and hold, for real estate is that it offers you, I would say, semi-passive income, right? Because you
Hmm.
still have to do some work to the property over time, just to maintain it, right? So general maintenance, maybe,
Hmm.
some painting here or there, repair the roof every 10 to 15 years, or replace the roof every 10 to 15 years,
Hmm.
things like that. So it's not 100%, right, hands off.
Yeah, yeah,
But so I would say semi-passive income. But it's much better than having to go and work a 9 to 5 every single day in order to get that paycheck, right?
yeah, for sure.
So I like that strategy, for those reasons. I'm not really into flipping at the moment. For me, I think that it's important that, we just acquire more investment properties
Hmm.
so that we can eventually leave our 9 to 5, right? That's the goal, right? Really
Yeah.
is, we talked about that previously, is to have freedom.
Hmm.
And I guess you can get there both ways, right? Because there's some very successful people who only focus on flipping,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And they take the profit that they get from the flip and they go ahead and invest in another property and do another flip, and just compounds, right, the
Hmm.
money that they're getting from each of those deals. But I still think that the strategy that I think is going to work well for us since we have a kid is buy and hold.
Right.
Because we don't want it to end with us, right?
Yeah.
We're trying to create legacy. That's really what I'm trying to say. Our goal is to create legacy so we can leave something behind. We don't want to just leave a lump sum of money that's finite, right? Like $500,000 to our child. We want to leave perpetual income to our child that she can then also pass this property down to her child, right? So it's all about legacy and building pathways to financial freedom for years to come that extend beyond our own children.
Right, right. And I think when buy and hold, you're literally selling out of your equity into something every single time.
Every time.
So yes, you have money, and money is good. Like, that's the whole point of flipping, right? To get the money, but you don't own anything. And that's to me, something about that leaves too much on the table, And in both scenarios, right, buy and hold and flipping, you do have to buy the right property, right, in order to even have a successful flip and or buy and hold, right? You do have to buy the right properties. The price point has to make sense. All the other intangibles have to make sense financially so that it becomes a successful venture. But like I said, the difference that, the flip has is that you're selling out of your equity. Once you fix it up and put it back on the market, someone else now owns it. And so, yes, you got your cash, but now your cash has to go back and do another job, right? In a sense, right? It does. Right. It has to. Your money is like an employee, and it's unemployed now, right? You have it, and it's unemployed at home with you. You wanted to go back out there and do something, right? Like, so like, no, don't sit here, like, because every time your money sits around, it loses value.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? It's got to go back out there and get to work, you know what I'm saying, and make more money, or grow or build equity or something, you know what I'm saying? Something that's of value to you that you don't have to work so hard for,
You're right. And the good thing about the buy and hold strategy is that you now own the property, right? And with that income that you're getting, or that profit, I should say, that you're getting every month from rental income, you're able to save that over time and do a flip if you want to. So you can actually work both strategies, right?
You could.
Yeah. You own something still, and you're taking the income from that asset that you own, and you can do a flip, or you can go ahead and buy another property that you hold on to.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of options, with that, taking that route.
And both options, I think, depending on what side you fall on, you have different pros and cons for it. And I would say that if you're a buy and hold person, we already talked about some of the pros, right? But some of your cons is that maybe owning and being a landlord is not up to your liking, right? You don't like to be a landlord and deal with that,
And deal with the public,
those headaches that may come with that, because every state has their own issues, right?
You're
in
right.
terms of how to get a renter out if they're not,
eviction.
paying, eviction, yep, and stuff like that. So, that could be the reason why someone would probably prefer a flip, because they don't have to deal with that, because they own it, they're going to fix it, turn it into a better property, and then put it back out on the market for someone else to own it.
You're right.
So there's those reasons why it could be different strategies. So you got, depending on your personality, one might be, might be better for you than the other. So.
Yeah, and a lot of times people prefer the flip as well, is because they can just get a hard money loan, right? And essentially they're putting zero down out of their own pocket. They get a hard money loan, and they're able to, buy a property, fix it up, flip it, make a profit off of it without putting anything into it. But if you're buying an investment property, in most cases you have to put 25% down of your own money, right? And then you also have to show 6 months of, mortgage payment in the bank. Like, there's so many stipulations, right? The requirements are just so stringent now for investors for buy and hold, I should say, investors versus people that are just looking to get in and get out.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
For sure. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much a wrap on all that part of it. So I think we talked about the pros and cons, the differences, what we like. So really, it's just staying tuned into what else that we're going to do. And I think, it really is just being informed about the process, and you'll know exactly what it is that's best for you, right?
Absolutely.